Authorities there giving an update on an unfolding tragedy in Florida. Rescue workers desperately scouring the rubble of a 12-story building that suddenly collapsed around 1:30 a.m. Authorities saying at least 99 residents are still unaccounted for, but there's still hope for survivors, as you just heard from the officials there. Steve Harrigan is at the scene in Surfside. You've been there since this morning, Steve. Can you give us an update as to where we are now?
Dana, I think the key headline coming out of that press conference from officials here in Surfside is that there is still sound coming from the rubble. It's not clear that that sound is coming from humans. It is a banging. They're not sure where it's coming from. No human voices involved, but there is a sound. And for officials here, as well as the governor of Florida, this is still very much a search and rescue operation. The other thing is they say it's deceptive. Much of that work, much of that effort to rescue people is going on underneath the surface, under the parking garage. It is there that they are cutting, drilling, digging, working with dogs, tunneling through to try to find and rescue anyone. So much of the work going on underground, and still some hope as urban search and rescue teams continue. They'll continue to work throughout the night tonight to try to rescue as many as 99 people still unaccounted for, Dana.
Steve, we're going to take it around the table here. Of course, everyone, you're watching the 5, and we will take it to questions now. Katie, would you like to start if you have a question for Steve?
Yeah, Steve, are there any updates on the building and what they think caused this? The press conference didn't give much insight into maybe what was behind this. I know that there's an investigation going on, but I think a lot of people are looking at this and saying, how could this possibly happen, especially in the middle of the night when people are sleeping?
Certainly the mayor of Surfside is one of those saying, this is bizarre. On a scale of 1 to 10, it's a 10. This shouldn't happen. It couldn't happen. That's one extreme. The other is Florida International University investigators saying that this building has been sinking at 2 millimeters a year since the 1990s. There has been a lawsuit by residents of the building for cracks in the building, leakage from the pool, construction on the building, a major construction next to the building. Right now, all we have is theories why possibly this tragedy could have occurred, but no clear answer yet as to what caused the collapse.
Geraldo, any comment on that or a question for Steve?
Well, I think the investigation will reveal what I fear will be something much more widespread. These buildings built on sand, they sink, things happening. But Steve, the question I have for you, this seems so, everyone is so measured in their remarks. This seems to me an unfolding catastrophe. If 99 people are still unaccounted for, we're hearing the officials speak of sounds of banging here or there. But that building, as I understand it, pancaked. So there's not a whole lot of space in the building that has collapsed. Is there a sense of that menace? Is there a sense that this is a tragedy of really significant proportions, Steve?
I think we haven't gotten there yet. I think there's still hope and still tremendous fear and anxiety, but the fact that it could be 99 has not set in here yet. And you're right to point out the destruction is incredible. When you do look at it, it's not just the edge of this building that was ripped away. It was actually roughly half of 136 condominium units. And the pancake itself of rubble is about 3 stories high with no space in between. So it's a devastating scene. Hard to imagine people coming out of there. They did rescue 36 overnight, but just 2 pulled from the rubble.
Jesse?
Well, I just have a comment. I spoke to a builder today who said cracks had to have been visible, and now you heard people say, yes, there was litigation over cracks. And because it was a pancake, that only means one thing. This building had to have been built structurally wrong. And that's on the architect, the developer, and the contractor. And if they have a review every 40 years, they were in the review process to pass the inspection. The reporting is that they were already talking about making structural changes in order to pass inspection. And if you add that to the USA Today report that says that there was a survey done in the 90s that said the structure was sinking, you have to ask yourself, when did the association know about this? And if they didn't do anything about it, you're going to see one of the biggest lawsuits in Florida history, because it's negligent homicide. And that's really the key to this, is knowing when these structural imbalances were and doing nothing about it. And that is just a horrible, horrible tragedy.
Steve Harrigan, thank you for being with us. We will continue with more
Thank you.
on the 5. We'll be right back.